Last week on my Saturday morning video, my spread model went 1-1 and my Moneyline Parlay hit. Overall, for the first 16 weeks of the NFL season, the spread model is 43-30 for a 58.9% win rate. I'm really digging that. And the Moneyline Parlay bets are an amazing 14-3 for an 82.4% win rate. Putting these two together, we are 57-33 for a 63.3% win rate over the first 16 weeks. I'm really excited about this. We're having a great season here in 2024. I don't want to mess this up in the last 2 weeks, so part of me just wants to take my ball and go home, right? If you know that phrase. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to power forward in the last 2 weeks here and trust the process. What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my model picks for Week 17 of the 2024 NFL season. Here are my spread model picks. The spread model likes the Packers plus 1.5 at the Vikings, is 68.1% confident in this bet. Now, it's using the fact that the Packers are playing a revenge game. They lost in week number 4 against the Vikings as 3-point favorites, so that's where I'm going to place my bet. The Broncos plus 3.5 at the Bengals at 56.2% confident. The Panthers plus 8.5 at the Buccaneers, 55.4% confident. And the Cardinals plus 6.5 at the Rams, 55% confident. So there are 3 divisional games here, all but the second one there are divisional games. And in all cases, we're going with the road underdog. And finally, we have one more revenge game here, where the Titans, who lost as 3.5-point favorites at home against the Jaguars in week 14, are now on the road and are getting 1.5 points. So, and that's only 54.9% confident, but we're going to round that up to 55%. Now, I just want to say something here. In the last 3 weeks of the season, a lot of crazy things happen, right? With teams tanking it maybe for draft picks, or teams resting their starters, or other teams are maybe vying for a playoff seed or even trying to make the playoffs. So a lot of wild things can happen. The revenge game trend, which was in my Tuesday video, is at 62% since 2015. It says to go with the Packers and the Titans here in week 17. However, I've noticed something. I'm going to show this, which I think might be a new trend. Now, I'm not going to follow this in this week. I'm not going to follow it this year. I might follow it in week 18. But what I found out, if we start in 2021, just go for the last 3.5 years here, including the week 16 and 2024, then home favorites in game number 2 in the last 3 weeks cover the spread at a rate of 58.5%. So what the heck does that mean? This is not a revenge game trend. It has nothing to do with who won game number 1. This is simply who is the home favorite. That says a lot there. That's probably a team that probably has a better record or maybe playing for a playoff seed or whatever. So let's look at the home favorites in week 17. They're playing the second game against their divisional opponents. We have the Rams at home against the Cardinals, the Jaguars at home against the Titans, the Bucks at home against the Panthers, the Bills at home against the Jets, the Eagles at home against the Cowboys, and the Vikings at home against the Packers. So if this particular trend holds true, then we would expect that about 58.5% of these teams are going to cover the spread in week 17. But guess what? I'm not making these bets because I'm going the other direction here. I'm going with the spread model, and it looks at the revenge game factor. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to play out in week 17 since there's so many of these particular games. Home favorites in game number 2 in the last 3 weeks. Let's keep our eye on this trend. Finally, Moneyline trend. Home teams favored by 6.5 to 7 points, win at a rate of 76.4%. Road teams favored by the same amount, win at a rate of 78.8%. So we have the Rams at home against the Cardinals, and we have the Dolphins on the road against the Browns. I got minus 300 for the Rams and minus 275 for the Dolphins. Putting these together, we have minus 122 parlay odds. The trend odds are at minus 151. So my Moneyline parlay bet for week 17 on my Saturday video, put the Rams together with the Dolphins, both teams to win, and the Moneyline parlay bet. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens this week in those game number 2s between divisional opponents. Good luck in your week 17 best bets. Let's go.